Hello, guys. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Joshua Benjamin Ali, CEO of JBA Consults. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about the sales pitch. So basically, we are going to be talking about how the sales pitch structure should be and how you will be able to actually get it working properly or get it down to making sure that you're able to close the sale at the end of the pitch. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So who are we? We're JBA Consults. So basically, we're headquartered in Poland, and we handle everything from creating strategies, sales training. We handle customer support outsourcing, call center outsourcing, remote recruitment, customer support outsourcing, as I mentioned earlier on, technical support outsourcing as well, and creating sales strategy, ICAB, ICP. And basically, that is just a brief information about JBA Consults. So let's get right into the video and get started. So first, introduction. So how do you want to start a conversation? It's very important. The first 5 seconds of every conversation begins or basically holds the rest of the conversation as to whether the rest of the conversation is going to happen or it's not going to happen. So greet the prospect and establish a connection. That is the first thing you want to take note of. So first, you start the conversation. Hello, how are you doing today? Basically greets the person. It's the person you're speaking with. And then once that is done, you can now proceed to establish a connection with the person. Now, clearly state your name and the company you represent. It's very important that the person understands that he is speaking with a person, not somebody who is just trying to identify themselves as something they are not. So state clearly your name and the company you represent. Then express genuine interest in understanding the customer's needs. That is the introduction part. You want to express genuine interest in understanding what their needs are. Usually what is going to happen is that most of the customers that you might have probably are coming to you from maybe seeing something about your business or seeing some kind of a post online. And because of that, they want to actually communicate with you. And so they want to have some information about what it is that you offer. So first, you want to make sure that you're showing genuine interest in their needs. And sometimes they might even leave some kind of information regarding what it is that they want. So you should have a fair idea as to what it is you're going to be discussing on that conversation or on that call. So express genuine interest in understanding their needs. Let's move on to the next. Hook or attention grabber. So start with a compelling statement, question, or statistic to capture the prospect's attention. You want to make sure that you have the attention of the person who is going to listen to you. If you do not have their attention, then there is no reason for them to even be on the phone with you. And guess what? They're just going to hang up and move on. Or they will just use the F word and just move on. So you want to make sure, if that is in cases where you're trying to make cold calls, for example, to customers, but in this case, since it's more of a B2B scenario, you want to make sure that you start the conversation with a statement, question, or a statistic to capture the prospect's attention. And then you move on to highlight a pain point or a benefit that resonates with the prospect's interests. So you want the prospect's interest to be resonated to them based on the pain points that they've already informed you about, or what benefits they're going to get that is going to handle that pain point. So that is what you want to do here. So first we have the introduction, and then we have to hook or have an attention grabber for the customer so we can continue on that conversation. So let's move on to the next, which is establish a need. How do you establish a need? So here, what you want to do is to make sure that you identify the prospect's pain points or challenges. So you want to make sure that you identify their pain points or the challenges that they have. And then ask questions to uncover specific needs and understand their priorities. Because yes, I can come to you with a lot of issues that I want to resolve, but at the end of the day, there is something that is more important to me than that one. Because sometimes, let's say, for example, a customer is coming to you, they don't know, understand exactly what it is in general that they need. They have a fair idea as to what the problems are. So now it's your job as the one rendering the service to understand what the need is and then start putting them into categories. So you can make them priority, medium, and then low. So in so doing, you're able to communicate further with the customer to explain to him, oh, okay, so based on the information that you've given me, I understand these are the needs, but I think these should be prioritized because at the end of the day, if we are able to handle this up to this expectation, we should be able to have some of the excess or the progress from that to trickle down onto other things. And then you have the fair idea of what it is that the person wants. You're able to provide the need, and you understand what is the priority, what is most important to them. So it's something that you want or you would want to take note of. Let's move on to the next, which is present solution need. So we've gone through the intro, we've given all the information and all that. Now we are at the point where we want to introduce our product or services as a solution to the customer's needs. So now we want to provide the customer with the solution. Then highlight key features and benefits that directly address their pain points. You want to make sure that the key features and benefits that address directly their pain points, you highlight them in this particular step. Now, social proof. Share success stories, case studies, whatever it is, and demonstrate how others have benefited from your product or your service. So usually it happens, for example, when I have a customer, I can introduce them to another customer of mine who is being with me, understands what I provide, knows what I can provide, is excited about the way that I work. And in so doing, I'm kind of demonstrating to the customer, who is a new customer, that listen, this person has been with me for over 5 years and they are very excited to be with me still based on these kind of results that I provided them with. But don't take my word for it. Speak directly with them and let them explain to you what it is that I was able to provide for them. So share your success stories. Then address objections. At the end of the day, there will always be objections. So you need to anticipate the objection and then address the objection properly. So you need to provide clear and convincing responses to overcome objections. Clear and convincing. Those are the two words that are very important because at the end of the day, you're doing a sale. If you cannot convince me that this is something that can be resolved, then obviously I'm not going to buy into whatever it is you're selling. So you need to provide clear and convincing responses to overcome those objections. And then call to action. This is where a lot of people basically end up falling short of. So clearly state the next steps you want the prospect to take. So whenever I have a call with the customer, I always make sure that by the end of that conversation, we all are at an understanding that this is what is going to happen. So we understand that, oh, okay, so now that we've had this, this is the timeline, this and this and this, and this is what we're going to do. And in so doing, the person understands especially what is going to happen, and they understand the timeline of which is going to happen. And so everybody knows what it is that they need to do in order for us to be able to achieve that result. So whether it's making a purchase, scheduling a demo, or future discussion, guide them on what to do next. You need to walk them through on what to do next. And then you come to the closing. So summarize key points and reinforce the value proposition. Ask for the sale or commitment and be prepared to negotiate to provide additional information if needed. So you want to make sure that at this point, you're driving the person to the sale. You want to make sure that whatever that you have discussed over the conversation, you summarize them into key points. So, okay, so this is how the conversation went. This and this and this and this is what we discussed. And we understood that this and this and this is what we need to handle. So based on this, this is what is going to happen. I'm going to prepare kind of like a proposal or something to send to you. And then from henceforth, we will then be able to schedule another call based on some additional questions, whatever it is that you want to do. So this is the closing part. And then ask for the sale or commitment and be prepared to negotiate or provide additional information if needed. So here you can actually give them the option to say, for example, I'm going to send you an email, which will include additional information that I will need you to send over to me. And then my team and I will be able to basically go over this information to analyze it, to understand what will be the best way forward so we can prepare the best commercial value or the commercial proposal for you. And in so doing, you're basically moving the person to the end of the sale or the closing. You can even offer them something like an NDA where they would sign to make sure that you're coming into an agreement where you will start the process. And then eventually, if it happens, for example, if it has to do with outsourcing or outstaffing or whatever it is, you can sign a contract, an NDA, and then begin the process of maybe hiring someone or trying to find people for that particular position. So basically, you're driving the person to the sale. So that's basically it here within the closing. So once you've closed, you want to follow up. So don't forget to give them your contact information and then let them know when you are available for any follow-up questions so they will be able to reach out to you. And you need to also express and make sure that you're following up with this person. You want to make sure that the whole conversation, the time you've spent, the energy you spent researching on this particular matter, it's not going to go to waste. So you're able to discuss this, and then you're able to reach the expected end for this particular sale. So that is going to be it today for this video. If you like the video, smash the thumbs up button. If there are any questions that you may have or might want me to share or clarify, just let me know in the comments below and I'm going to make a video about it, or I would respond to you immediately in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell icon so that you get notified whenever we make another upload. And that's going to be it for me today. Cheers and enjoy the rest of your day.